the recipe is with Mekong whiskey, but I don't have any Mekong whiskey. But Thai whiskey really is rum. And so if you use decent rum, you'll get a good iteration of it. And my husband's Jamaican, so we're using a very nice Jamaican rum for this. So into a shaker, you want to put some freshly cut ginger, just maybe a little handful of that. And there are all these recipes are on PDFs with Andrew at Anglo-Thai Society, if any of you want them. I've sent them all in, and the food as well. A chopped up stick of lemongrass, a teaspoon of demerara sugar or brown sugar. Whoops. If you were using Mekong, I'd put 2 teaspoons in because Mekong's a bit rough. But with this nice rum, you only need really a teaspoon of it. And then a lime, which has been quartered. Half a lime. Oh, so sorry, my husband in the room. Half a lime. So then you get a wooden spoon, or I've got a proper muddler, but you could just use a wooden spoon. And you just give it all a good bash. You don't want to smash it too much. Just give it a good bash to muddle, what they call muddle it. Then I've got 30 mils of the amber rum, but it would be 30 mils of Mekong into that. And then some ice from my parents' old 1960s ice bucket from Thailand, from Scandia. Maybe 2, 3, 4 ice cubes. Always important with cocktails to have good ice that doesn't smell of fish fingers. So if you have a little separate Tupperware for your ice, it's a good idea. Then I'm going to put the lid on that and give it a really good shake. I can see my neighbours looking in like I'm a crazy person. Right, then nice Collins glass, tall glass.
Stubby.
Oh yeah,
that's for the Collins.
That's for the Collins. A few more ice cubes into the glass. That'll be all right. Take this bit off. Strain your mixture over ice. Always give it another extra stir because you've always got a little bit extra down the bottom there. Then we're going to top that up with some cold soda water. And just give it a stir with a bit of lemongrass. And that is Kun Som Pong's Thai Hito. Fred, would you like to give it a sip? This is my
Am I in? I'm.
Yeah.
Yes, I think you've hit the mark.
Excellent.
The
so
lime.
Yeah, it needs the lime, doesn't it?
It really does.
But that's a nice, easy recipe. The second recipe is for gin drinkers. And gin is so popular now, I thought I'd better do a gin recipe. So if you can move those away, Fred. See, it's great having an assistant. This is one of the easiest recipes. And for the lady who's read Greedy Girl, she'll know that this is the reason I exist. Because my parents were on the Oriana, a P&O cruise ship in 1963. And they were in Bombay, which was a dry port. But their Indian steward brought them Tom Collins in teapots. And they got very hammered. And 9 months later, I appeared. So this is my drink, really. And it's simple, and it's a wonderful hot climate drink. So you get a nice tall glass. You're going to put some ice in there. The Collins, you can do all sorts of Collins. You can do a Paddy Collins with whiskey. You could do a, I don't know, I mean, with Irish whiskey, you could do a, I don't know, any Collins you want, really. It's basically lime, sugar syrup, spirit of your choice, and soda water. I'll put one more, if it allows me to. And then into the glass, you want to put 10 mils of sugar syrup. Now, sugar syrup you can buy, but it's so easy to make. It's 1 measurement of sugar, caster sugar, to 1 measurement of water. gently heated until the sugar's just melted. Then let it cool, and you can bottle it and pop it in the fridge for a few weeks. I don't like to leave it too long. That's why I make smaller portions of it, because it can sometimes get a bit moldy or fungusy. So that goes in. Then we've got 25 mils of freshly squeezed lemon juice. You could do it with lime juice and make it even more Thai. So that goes in. 50 mils of gin. It's quite strong, this one. Give it a good stir. Again, top up with soda water. And then this time I'm going to garnish it with a maraschino cherry. And you could use one of the Dayglow red cherries if you like. But I quite like these made by Luxardo because they're proper dark cherries in maraschino liqueur, and they're absolutely stunning. So pop one of those in, a slice of lime. Give it another stir. And there you go, another really quick and easy cocktail, perfect for hot climates. Now, Fred.
Do I have to taste it again? I'm going to be Guatto at the end of this recording. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Good health.
Now, I thought we can't have a drink.
A Roy Jing Jing.
Good. A Roy Jing Jing, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want, do you want to pass me some snacks?
Yes, which would you like first?
Either one.
Okay,
So to have with these drinks, because they're sort of sharp and long and cold and delicious, I thought I'd do some Thai snacks. And again, the recipe PDFs from one of my books, which I did a while ago, Make Mine a Martini, have gone to Andrew. So if you want them, please just email and he'll send you the PDFs. And this is simple. We all know how to make this in Thailand, but lap ben. I like to hand chop my duck or any of the meat I use. Incredibly simple. You either blanch your meat or dry cook it with a little water in a pan. Lemon juice, lime juice, toasted rice powder, chili, nampla fish sauce, lots of fresh mint into little what do you call it, baby gem lettuce. And this is just like a perfect kind of snack that you can pick up and eat. So that recipe is ready, available, and I think it's perfect. So I'm going to have that for my dinner later. And then the other one,
there's a story,
which again is my dinner. This is my mum. This is how retro. My mum's old cocktail forks. Who remembers these? Your snacks in the 60s and 70s. Perfect. Yes. Little forks, they were called. This is Mormon Sukhothai. We were staying in a really lovely hotel in Sukhothai. In Tarat Marine Hotel. And your bits wanted a snack. And the cook came up with this, and it's just that simple mixture of minced pork, and then you pound up coriander roots, white pepper and garlic, mix it in, a bit of fish sauce, a bit of chili if you want, but I don't add any chili, and then put them into balls, roll them in rye flour and fry them. And they're just these really lovely, crispy little balls that are really easy. They're good hot or cold, nicer when they just come out of the fryer, but I didn't want to be frying in case I set myself alight. And then with a bit of sriracha sauce or nampla prick and some few bits of basil or coriander on the side. Very easy. And again, I sent that recipe in as well. So that's sort of it. If anyone do you have any questions or anything you want to ask, or anyone?
Any questions?
What's your top cocktail bar in Bangkok and also in Chiang Mai?
Okay. In Bangkok, it's Vespa, for sure, which is on Convent Road, and I think just makes the most immaculate cocktails. I also love Soul Food Mahanakorn on Tonglo. Yeah. A, because my friend runs it, and B, because they do great. And where else? And where?
And in Chiang Mai. In
Chiang Mai.
It's the writers' bar.
It's not really a cool bar, but it's the writers' bar. It's called the writers' bar. Yeah, and it's got really quite crappy. But I love it, and I love the owner. Sadly, he passed away, but Tom, his wife, still runs it. And it's just one of those places I'll always go to. If I'm on my own or I'm with friends, we always go there and sit and have.
It's funny, when I was at university in Chiang Mai, I used to always go to the Writers' Club. And like, I still, to this day, I will always pop in there just for, it used to be one of the only places you could get a glass of red wine that was half decent. And now, obviously, you can get red wine everywhere. But it's, I remember always going in there and having a glass of red.
their glass of white, you know, which is and just sitting and chatting, and the food is good. You know, the food is, if you're hungry, it's not cuisine, but it's good. And I just like the family. I think it's a really lovely place. Some of the more fancy places in Chiang Mai we don't tend to go to, and often we pass through Chiang Mai on the way to Chiang Rai. We don't tend to spend that much time there.
I went to the Ginger House, or the House at Ginger,
Yeah.
on New Year's Eve, and I had one of the most bizarre but amazing cocktails ever. And it was a truffle and parmesan Negroni.
That's weird.
It literally had like truffle kind of flavor, truffle oil on it, and real truffle grated on top, and then parmesan grated in it. It was very strange, but really delicious. You know, yeah.
Okay, I did you the Siam Hotel on the river in Bangkok, Siam. I did a cocktail competition in conjunction with the Telegraph here with their bartenders, and I wanted them to recreate their favorite childhood food in their village in Thailand in a cocktail, and the winner would get theirs in the Telegraph. And the chap who did the winning cocktail came from Phuket. And what was his cocktail? It was
the Mian Kham.
Mian Kham, you know, Mian Kham, the little snack wrapped up in the beetle leaf. Yeah, he made a cocktail based on those flavors, and then he had one skewered across the top, and it was absolutely fantastic. But no, those are my two favorites. I'm a woman of simple tastes. I used to love the Dusatani lobby as well, but long gone now.
Yeah, it's gone as well.
Anyway,
Writers Club was Roy Hudson's favourite spot. He introduced me to that many, many years ago. Question mark, where can I buy Nam Pla in London?
right. In
England?
In England. Where are you? Where do you live?
Marlow, near Marlow.
Okay. Well, Sainsbury's do their own brand now. As
They
do
do.
Sainsbury's, Waitrose, Tesco, all tend to stock it. Or if you want a Thai brand, like a big bottle, go online, and there's a great shop called Ran Thai, which I'll send the details in, and it's based in the Wirral, but they ship all over Europe actually, and they have fresh produce, and they have Num Pla, and their prices are excellent, and they deliver overnight.
What was the name again?
Ran, R-A-A-N.
Yeah.
H-A-I. And I tend to order quite a lot. If it's unusual things, then I'll just add a Num Pla on, or add something I want on.
Yeah, fine.
Order. They have
It's a bit more corporate, but you can actually get the squid brand off Amazon, which I've added to my basket a few times. The big bottles of the squid brand. But better to support the local Ran Thai business. But if you are desperate and you have an Amazon order coming, you can add it to a basket.
I think squid is my favourite, actually. Squid. I've tried all the different high-end ones. Mega Chef. Mega Chef is squid's big brother, and it's twice the price. But I think squid is excellent, actually. I really like it.
And what about the Thai whiskey? Can you get that anywhere here?
Yeah, again, you could probably get it on Amazon, and you can get it in. We used to have a brilliant Thai supermarket here in Putney, and they closed after 30 years. It was devastating for me, because people used to joke that's why I moved to Putney, because it was 2 minutes from the supermarket. But you can still get it.
Whiskey Exchange.
Whiskey Exchange sell it. But it's not something I tend to keep in, because I don't use it that much. So I tend to kind of just, if I'm going to make a cocktail that uses that, if I'm in Thailand, fine, I can just go to the 7-Eleven and grab it. And that or Sangsong will do. But when I'm here, I'll tend to just replace it with a rum. Yeah. Anyone else?
Any other questions?
I hear a small person.
That's my son. He's saying, I want Toy Story, which he's watching in the background.
Well, there you go.
He's not got a question about cocktails. Not quite yet.
That could be my book, Cocktails for Kids. Mocktails for Kids.
Cocktails. Yeah, he would love that.
Oh, I can see somebody mouthing, but not hearing them.
They may be on mute.
Okay,
Is that Sarah?
I've
Sarah
unmuted.
may be
Yeah,
mute. Yeah, go on.
Okay, I've unmuted myself. I thought I had before, sorry. I'm constantly frustrated because my husband doesn't eat pork. Actually, he doesn't really eat shellfish either. So as you can imagine, it's quite
Quite
difficult
annoying. Yeah.
doing Thai cooking. I mean, can you suggest a way of making chicken taste like pork, or is there anything else one can make taste like pork without being pork?
Well, I do think you can replace the pork with most things, because the classes that I used to do in real life, when we could teach people, which will start again, I had lots of students who couldn't eat pork, and lots of vegan and vegetarian students. So you can actually make, mushrooms are brilliant. And things like lab and pad grapao, if you would usually say, oh, I'd like to use pork or I'd like to use shrimp, I think mushrooms are fantastic. I think chicken, turkey's a bit fatless. Duck is fantastic. I mean, I've done a lot with duck. It's my favorite, because you get that slight fattiness with duck that you get with pork. But yeah, chicken you can, but it hasn't got that fat, has it? It hasn't got that sort of texture or that sort of viscosity that pork has. And seafood, well, that's a difficult one, because it's hard to replace shrimp with things, really. But I think mushroom is fantastic.
Great, thank you.
Anyone else? Who's going to make a cocktail? Nobody was making cocktails along with me.
Except for Suzette, already got in there ahead of us. But
yeah, Suzette did.
The consummate alcoholic.
Like your style, Suzette. I like the painting behind you as well.
Thank you. It's from Bali.
Lovely, beautiful. What are you looking for? You're looking on the shelf for something? What's that?
Anyone know that book?
No, did you write?
Take it back a bit. Take it back a bit.
Take it back, Michael.
Consul in Paradise.
Consul in Paradise, Warwood.
Now, I've looked at it online to get for my collection, because I saw it in a collection at the Siam.
Oh, it's one of the best books ever written about Thailand. And, you know, it's all in there. It is a great book.
I'm going to get that, and that'll be next on my list. We just bought a book by Alan Davidson.
It's Warwood, yes, of course.
Yeah, and we just
It's
bought
fish books.
Yes, I just got that today.
Well, up here somewhere.
I'm sorry.
It's under the stack of books under my computer, so that I can actually see everybody.
Yeah.
No, so I'm excited to have a look through that, because I'm writing a piece on some Mekong river fish and things at the minute. So
The great Pa Burke.
yes, and also his whole relationship with Pierce Singh's book.
Biggest fish in the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Question. Your books, are they available online? Where
Yeah, they're available on Amazon.
Okay.
All right. Waterston's, Blackwell's, Amazon. You know, if you'd rather go for an independent bookstore, W.H. Smith, Waterston's have them.
Okay.
For ease, I mean, Amazon. But I always encourage people not to buy books on Amazon if they possibly can. It doesn't get anything. Amazon has such a squeeze on our publishers.
Yes. Yes.
But they're widely available. My latest one is this one. And then, but I've got a few out there. There's a few. There's a few out there. There's a few.
Good. Thank you.
Pleasure. Anyone else?
Any more questions?
No, but I'm intrigued by your fridge. And is it a stencil or a sticker of the elephant on your fridge?
That's me from Barn cover.
From Barn, yeah. And then
A collaboration with Leon Restaurants for their green curry. When Barn came out, we did a thing, Leon times Barn. And so they had these stickers made and they sent them to me. And now I can't get them off the fridge.
oh, they're great.
They peel off, but I quite like them anyway. And there were some giant ones as well. They had life-size ones. I'm like, no, I don't need that, but I'll have those ones. So it's quite nice to have a sticker.
Yeah. Quite a claim to fame. You've got your own sticker. I would have taken the big ones and put them on all the doors in the house.
Yeah, I think Fred would have really loved that. Every time you open
I
a
think it'd
door.
be brilliant.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Well, thank you very much, Kay. I mean,
It's my
it's very good of you to do this for us. It's very much appreciated.
It's sort of short and sweet, but hey, there we go. Half an hour is enough, isn't it?
No, it's worked very well, and
Kay,
I hope everything goes ahead with your move, whenever that may take place. But
See, this time next year, I'll be standing here going, right, for this year's.
yeah, we might, if you're still here next year, we'll ask you again.
Okay.
I was going to say, if it's allowed, we'd love to do something in person with you. I think this would be fantastic. Members could come along and everyone can
Yes.
cook
So,
and make the cocktails together and actually have a drink together. And yeah, that'd be great.
Would be very good.
Brilliant idea. Good.
of course. Well, I think things will start getting. We're turning a corner, I think, in this COVID world. So
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Anyway.
Let's stay positive.
stay positive, exactly.
Absolutely.
Well, have a great evening, everybody.
And thank you very much, Kay, and thanks to your
Yeah.
husband to sample your drinks.
Hello,
Nice to see Louise as well. Thank you for joining us.
I just
Thank everybody else for joining us too, because it's good that we're just trying to keep the momentum up. And I hope to see some of you online at the AGM next week, which it'll be interesting. Hopefully there'll be a reasonably good turnout. But thanks for everybody for joining in this evening. It's much appreciated.
Thank you.
And thank you, Kay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Very much.
Thank you, Andrew.
Pleasure, Steve.
Thank you.
Well,
Bye, Michael.
I see you soon, Susie.
Mike, what happened about your poems? You were writing poems, weren't you? Yeah. When are we going to see them?
I've just had my first rejection slip.
Oh no! Well, send them to me. I won't reject them. I'd love to read them. Shame.
I'm sending another 3 off to another 3 publishers tomorrow. They're already done.
Well, good luck.
We'll see. The problem is not too many publishers rejoice in the idea of publishing unknown poets. And I can't say I particularly blame them, actually.
Yeah. Well, good luck. But
Well, exactly.
yeah.
If at first you don't succeed, Mike, keep going.
Oh, well, I shall keep going. I've only got about another 40 publishers to go through.
Publish
Good
them
luck,
yourself.
Mike.
Publish them yourself.
Okay.
Well, that may come down.